Dozer, when you're done, bring the ship up to broadcast depth.
Peace, ladies and gentlemen, it's your bad trip, and I just want to talk to you in depth about Super Ego Holdings. Yeah, I've been here for a few weeks now, like 3 weeks or something like that, and this is gonna be a very in-depth video and review of the entire situation, and it's gonna go back, so it's gonna be long. So I'll cut to the chase on the first part if you don't even want to hear the rest. Do not come to Super Ego. I don't care what they talk about, low boards, do not come. The only reason why you should come here is if you're trying to get your SAP done, and that's it. And just understand that you most likely will not make consistent money here, okay? That's the only reason why you should come, is if you have a problem on your DAC report, such as SAP, and that's like a major thing. But even then, there's just so many other companies. Even other Serbian companies will take care of you better, okay? Now, I'm gonna go back. It all ties together. It's all the Serbian connection. It's just, it is what it is. If a bunch of black folk got together and did what they're doing here, we would be thrown in prison. We would definitely not be able to be running these scams. All right, my first goes back to like February, okay? And there's a company called Old World Empire. It's a holding company, and they have multiple companies that the MC numbers are under. So I went to a company called Flyover States. Flyover States had a lease. This is my first ever lease, and I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. It seemed cool. It was something like 85% or something like that. $1,000 covered everything: your truck, your trailer, your cargo, there was no escrow. It was probably the best deal that I've seen on the internet, okay? The first week I ran there, I started like on a Thursday. They hit you with the fees or whatever. So I made nothing, and I didn't owe them anything, which was cool. Second week went by. I took home, I was supposed to take home $2,800, which is really good. I was running like crazy. They were, I was making things happen, okay? And it is what it is. But every load was like 1,200. There was a couple 800s in there, but every other load was 1,200. And on the rate cons, I asked them for the rate cons. They sent me the actual rate cons. I've been in dispatching and at an owner op for a very long time, so I know I still get emails, I still get calls from brokerages and their agents and all that, okay? So something set me off with them. It was like every load I was getting was $1,200. There was everything was $1,200, okay? I would get the rate con. It would be signed by whoever the company was, their representative, and like Steve Rogers, Tony Stark, Bruce Banner. That's what it would say on there. Hopefully I got some of them, and I'll edit it in. Hopefully I have them still. So I finished the load. I caught a flat tire on the trailer. Now, I thought I wasn't leasing the trailer, but I guess it's within that $1,000. Cool. But I didn't understand it. So when I saw it on my thing, I had to pay for the tire, whatever. Okay, I still was taking home like $2,800 with that tire. I was like, whatever. Kind of set me off, but whatever. I got a load from AMX. I was supposed to go pick it up. On my way to go pick it up, they said that the load canceled. Now, I get hit up by AMX daily to take glass bottles and find drivers to take glass bottles from Valdosta up to Connecticut to Mississippi to Alabama, a whole bunch of places. And the name on the rate con was my contact. So I hit him up. I'm like, hey, you canceled this load. What's going on? Because something just didn't seem right. He was like, nah, Trip. Yes, they call me Trip. Yeah, no, Trip. I didn't cancel any load. They said the driver couldn't make it. I'm like, I'm the driver. Like, oh, really? You're driving now? Cause you're driving. We talked. He sent me the real rate con. Yes, they took off the top. Okay, they took off the top. It is what it is. Whatever, right? So I called them up and I'm like, hey, they said they didn't cancel this load. Some other things were said. I don't remember every single detail of what was said, but within like 5 minutes, I got a call saying we're terminating your lease. Oh man, they terminated my lease. And then this is like a Monday or a Tuesday. I brought their truck back. I was supposed to get paid. They didn't pay me, okay? They held the money. They, they got me a flight back because I brought the truck back and we didn't have a fight or nothing. Nothing was crazy, but I ended up out of that $2,800 getting 500 and some change, okay? Terrible situation, but I think the lease was decent, but they canceled it. They literally said, I know too many people. That company was called Flyover States, and their holding company was called Old World, Old World Empire. That was the holding company, and they had like Dior trucks. They had the Flyover State, some other trucks out there in Chicago, Serbian company. And when you get that lease, you got to read the lease. So when you read the lease, you see that it comes from Ego Express. Ego Express. Now we're going to get to Ego Express. I will explain everything. So then I go home, all of a sudden I'm getting calls and texts from a whole bunch of Serbians. And I got an offer for a company position with a company called Reload Transport. They had their yard in Miami, cool. It was another $10.99, cool, whatever. 65 cents a mile, all right. 21 days out, and then supposed to get like a week off, but that never happened. But they were actually really good. I ran with them for a few months. They did have an escrow for a company driver. I'm still waiting for that escrow. Hopefully I will get it. I stay in contact with them. They said I could come back, but they want me to lease now. I don't want to lease. Okay, so all the Serbian companies give you a binder, and within that binder, I'm reading the information about the truck. It's got their lease agreement in it for them, and it's through Ego Express. Alex Mimimich, same company, okay? I even got a call, or excuse me, a text from my reload team. My reload team's like, hey, I'm sipping some tea and your name's in a class action. So Flyover States is also being sued, right? Hopefully all of Old World Empire Holdings, is it Old World Empire Inc., that's the name of it, it's a holding company, okay? Hopefully they're all being sued, right? So with the reload, I went through 3 trucks. One of them had like, I don't remember the front of like the radiator thing broke. It was a bad situation. But eventually And I was making money there. I was not complaining. I enjoyed it. They loved me. I don't have no problems with them, and nothing like that. Reload Transport. So if you get on with them, just treat them right. They'll treat you right. You'll get the miles. You'll get the money. Just know it's 1099. So the reason why I left them is that I had a trailer issue. I got brand new tires put on the trailer. Okay. That was a little hectic to get to it. Whenever something needed to be fixed, it like needed to go to Chicago. And they don't have like a yard or nothing, so it was just people they know. Okay, so the trailer got fixed. They replaced all 4 tires, but when they did that, they broke the self-inflation thing, so that was always leaking air after that, and it just progressively got worse. And I kept telling them about it, to the point where the tandems wouldn't slide anymore and stuff like that. But if I'm running like 75 or something like that, it's going to be okay. It's not gonna go below 100 psi, and that's dangerous. Or just off it, that's still dangerous. So I get back to Florida with the trailer. You know, I go to a Love's to get it fixed. Like, they got right on it. They were like, go. We're gonna get you back to Florida because this could take a couple days. Go to this Love's. All right, I go to the Love's. The people on the phone that were doing maintenance, they wanted to argue with the tech. The leak was coming from inside, like the axle case. Okay, on the trailer, it's like a pressure valve that makes it so that axle doesn't explode because of the self-inflation system. They were saying, oh, it doesn't have that, but you can clearly hear it coming straight from where the tech was saying. So after like 3 or 4 days, like, I'm like, yo, I've been sitting here, went through the weekend. Then they wanted me to go to Orlando. That guy was like, hey, I'm busy, man. He was dealing with Super Ego trucks. And so I just took the truck back to Miami. I'm like, yo, look. And I pointed out, and they're like, oh, okay. So I left, okay? I was talking to the Super Ego. I was thinking about giving them $5 grand, putting a driver in, you know, because they said, we'll take care of everything. I'm only looking to make a couple dollars a week because I was going to use it as these drivers are going to pay the note over time. And then I would just get multiple trucks, and after, you know, 4, 5, 6 years, I'll have 10 trucks, 5 trucks, whatever it may be, and you know, for each one being $5,000 down, you know, resale value of that's like going to be like 50,000. It's better than the stock market, you know what I mean? So I don't care if I make a single dollar off the truck. Give it all to the driver. I don't care. It's just over the time, you know, that's what I wanted. So, you know, they were like, hey, we can, you know, we recommend you pay 65 cents a mile to your drivers, but we can get you an African that will work for 50 or 55 cents. That was like my first time. I was like, yo, what you talking about? Like, yeah, they send the money back, so, you know, you don't have to pay them as much. I'm like, whatever. So, since I had the trailer issue, you know how truckers get, I was being a little, you know, it took a week. I didn't make no money that week because I was sitting waiting for them to fix the trailer, so I left. And then I went to Super Ego. Now we're at Super Ego. I went to Super Ego. I got a 2024 International LT free, no money down, had 49 miles on it. Brand new 2023 trailer. It had one load that brought it to America, okay? Or brought it to Chicago. Yeah, so it might have had one that came from Mexico. I don't know, but from America side, it had one load on it. So, you know, these trucks, you go through your lease, and it's Ego Express again. It's, yeah, they put me on a company called Tri-Time. What else? I don't know. So we start running. I told the dispatcher what I want to do. I was like, hey, I have to get to the doctor, within like a week. And so let's run, and then I want to hit Florida. They sent me straight to Florida. I was like, I don't want to go straight to Florida. I also said I don't want to do loads over 35,000 or whatever. They sent me the one, told me it was 37,000. I get there and I asked ahead of time, it's 44 and some change. I'm like, nah, man, you need to come up with the money. Now, that load from Illinois to Florida was like $2,200, but they got me a different load. It weighed a lot less, which was cool, and it was paying like the same, like $2,200. And I said to them, hey, I'm gonna deadhead out after I dropped it. I'm gonna go see the doctor, and I'm a deadhead out that night. I'll be in Georgia. Do you want me in Jacksonville or Savannah or South Carolina? You tell me. They had a whole week, never came up with a plan. So Friday comes along, I'm like, yo, it's the morning time. I'm like, where do you want me to go to? Where do you want me to go pick up a load? Oh, I don't know. Freight's looking crazy, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. Now, I made another video, but I never put it out because I took full responsibility. I didn't just deadhead out like I said I would. But I also told him I didn't want to blindly deadhead anywhere. So just tell me which area you want me to go, which area is best. So Saturday comes, Sunday comes, Monday comes. I'm in Georgia. Still no loads. Now I'm in Georgia. So he's like, hey, why don't you just deadhead from there up to, Savannah area. So I did that. I went up to, there's like a TA there. I went and then I sat there, and then the next day came, like, oh, we got you a load in Brunswick, Georgia. So now I have to deadhead 70 miles back to Brunswick. I'm like, whatever, man. So I did that. I got the load. That was going to Tennessee. They considered Tennessee the Midwest. I went to Tennessee, delivered that load. Then it was heavy. It was going through 26 up the mountains, paper, whatever. I did the load. I dropped it. I was the first one done. No load. Every load that they were coming up with, something happened. I would accept them, and then something would happen. So finally, I jump on the DAC because I told you I've been a dispatcher owner. I have my own account, so I jump on the DAC. They're telling me there's no loads in the area at all, like none. There's 158 loads. I hit them up, and I'm like, yo, look at these loads right here. Because I asked him first, how are you finding these loads? It's like he said he's using DAT. I send him the loads, like the whole thing. I'm like, what about these right here? Oh, well, there's a lot of scammer loads. There's some scammer loads on the DAT, but like you could tell, like they usually have them like repeated, or they're like astronomical. It'd be like $5,000 to go 200 miles or something like that, something crazy. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So I didn't get another load. The next day, they were like, hey, I got you a load. It's going from somewhere in Kentucky back to Florida. I'm like, yo, we just got out of Florida, man. So not only does it go to Florida, it picks up Friday. It's only 700 miles total. It goes to Jacksonville for a Monday delivery, right? No, it's Thursday. Then Monday delivery, then to Miami. And he's like, yeah, there's no loads in the south. I'm like, oh, you're sending me to the most south part. And I'm telling him this while I'm deadheading, at this point, almost 200 miles to get there from where I was I was like in Kingsport, Tennessee, and then I was going somewhere in Kentucky. It was like 200 miles, right? So I'm like, yo, I'm not doing this, man. It's under $2 a mile to go into Florida. Number one, under. Like I'm not doing this. He's like, okay, so I'll find you another load. Just let me know where you're at. So I let him know where I'm at. I'm looking at the DAT board. Nothing I say or show can be booked because it's, covered or whatever. I'm like, all right. Now, I told them I won't do alcohol. I told them it's against my religion. They can't get me a load. The weekend comes, the weekend team tries to give me all these alcohol loads. I'm like, yo, I'm not doing alcohol. I keep saying that, right? So then finally I'm like, look, the lady keeps calling me, offering me alcohol. So finally I'm just like, okay, it's going to like Pensacola, Florida, but it's coming out of Ohio. So I have to deadhead 200 more miles to get to get this. Then I have to hold it over the weekend, or, I pick it up Saturday, and then I have to deliver it Tuesday. Yeah. I pick it up Saturday, deliver it Tuesday. I'm like, yo, and it's heavy. I'm like, yo, what's going on? So, like, my dispatcher, something happened. He wasn't there, so they put me on with another guy. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get you a load before you even get there. That never happened. Nothing like that happened. So then I drop that load. I go to Love's. If you watch Super Ego thing reviews, you don't have the card on, so they're trying to find me a load. They get me a load. It's like 1,100 going to Ohio. I have to go back up to Montgomery, Alabama, or Selma, one of the two. I forget which one, because I'll get to that, and then go to Ohio. I'm like, all right, whatever. Ohio's cool, right? So I start to do that. They turn the card on. I get the fuel. They're like, oh, I got a better one for you. $700 for 200 miles less going to Louisiana. I'm like, yo, why would I turn down $400 for the same, like, Ohio's due tomorrow. This is also due tomorrow. Why would I trade $400 for $200? Or 200 miles, $400 for 200 miles. And then I'm in Louisiana. Ohio's way better than Louisiana. He's like, yeah, I can get you this $1,100 load, though, from Louisiana to Indiana. Indiana's great, and we're going to hit you with a great weekend load. I'm like, wait, what do you mean great weekend load? He's like, yeah, the one from Louisiana to Indiana delivers Friday. And I'm like, whoa. I'm going to be in Ohio tomorrow. It's Tuesday. Tuesday into Wednesday, Wednesday into Thursday, Thursday into Friday. I could get like 3 loads within that time. You're just trying to give me 2. I got a whole extra day, right? Tuesday into Thursday, or Tuesday into Wednesday, Wednesday into Thursday, Thursday into Friday, then a good weekend load. You're trying to give me Tuesday into Wednesday, Wednesday to Friday. That doesn't make any sense at all. And the miles don't mean like, oh, this one's 1,100 miles. No, it was going to be, I was going to sit there again. I'm like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. So I just drove away. Just drove away. I'm not dealing with it. Get me somebody that really wants to handle some shit. Then I got COVID. I tested positive. I was sick. I'm sick at the same time. So I test positive for COVID. I'm like, I'm still isolating now. I'm just starting to feel better. And it's like a week now. Yeah, it's over a week now. 1 day over a week. So I've had time to think. Every load that I did get was C.H. Robinson. They say all these loads are scamming loads. Number one, they're not scamming loads. These other companies don't want to deal with the super ego companies at all. Not one bit. Maybe their MC numbers too new because they keep getting new ones and folding and then putting up new ones, and it just keeps growing, right? Or since they don't want the driver talking to the broker, they only deal with ones like JB Hunt. Oh, you can book it online, nobody's gonna call you. C.H. Robinson, book it online, nobody's gonna call you. Because how come a load would be like, they'll hit you like, oh, I see this one for $10.50, I bet I can get 1,100. Yeah, they said 1,100. Well, why didn't they say 1,300? They said they can't go any higher. They can't go any higher. So that's what they're doing. They're only dealing with certain brokers because they can't deal with anybody. And not only that, since you're checking in under all these different company names, they're taking loads, then drivers are not doing it, or they're just getting loads and then assigning them to different drivers. And I believe that's what's really happening. They're just assigning these loads to different drivers. So this entire time I had the COVID, they calling me every day. They make me, they put me in a position of, within a 200-mile radius, all there is only alcohol loads. I don't deliver alcohol. So they're disrespecting my religious beliefs. They're disrespecting my intelligence of these loads. That they're crap loads. You're talking, especially after they're cut, you're talking $1.15 a mile in the Midwest. Bro, I don't care how bad the market is. I'm looking at the offers. But you can't do none of those. It is absolutely ridiculous here. Don't come to Super Ego unless you have to deal with the sap. I'll tell you how much money I've made. I've had to pay them money. Yeah, I haven't made a single dollar. I came to Super Ego with like $7,000 to spend. Okay, $7,000. You know, I'm eating and doing the back to school, getting the glasses, paying the bills. That ain't there no more, bro. Within like 3 weeks, I haven't made a single dollar. You know, and I see other drivers are having a much similar situation, much similar story. The loads are fake. Like, they're just getting a whole bunch of C.H. Robinson and all the other shit brokers that nobody wants to pull, and they're grabbing them all, then assigning them to drive, offering them to drivers, because they have so many drivers around the country that they could just do that. They don't have to look at the load, so, or look at the boards. So when they come out with their load board, that's what's going to be on the board. Oh, we have loads up to $2.90 a mile. What you mean only $2.90 a mile? If you're like in New York and going from Boston or Massachusetts to New York, what you talk about $2.90 a mile? What? You're already telling us what the levels are going to be, so you're not. No, it's not happening. I have so many text messages. The guy is sitting there telling me that he calls me. He's like, "Oh, this isn't gonna work out." Yo, you know what I haven't done though? I haven't missed a truck payment. Your company has been paid. What's happening is you're not getting paid off of me. So that becomes a problem right there. You're not getting paid off of me. So now you have a problem with me. All of these dispatchers, they're not here in America. They're over there in Serbia. This company makes the Serbian people look so bad. Remember I told you about Reload? I had a conversation with a guy that was over there dispatching, and you know, he's sitting there telling me how Serbia was like the first European country to outlaw slavery. The word, they're Slavic people. That means slave. So they understand our struggle. No, The Super Ego, you go there, you walk into the building, and it's like 90% black of drivers. Everybody that works there is white, except for Will, whatever the fuck his name is, Hammerlane, and everybody else is white. And the security guard, he's black. He got a 9mm, and why is he there with the 9mm? And he's only there while the white people, Serbian people, are there. That's because they know what they're doing. They know people are pissed off. They know somebody's gonna come there and shoot the fuck out that place. They know that's what's gonna happen. They don't care. They do not care one bit. You could tell them, oh, I'm a Muslim, I can't touch the alcohol. Oh man, then you're gonna have to sit. Because that's all we have for the next 500 miles. The fuck out of here. I'm telling y'all, don't go to Super Ego. Super Ego is not cool. Lance is a bitch. He's lying to you. Okay? He might be making some money with the reefer because maybe they got more brokers. Maybe there's a couple people out here. But when you got guys saying, I've never made a check less than 1,100, well, what are the, and you work here for a year, and I'm asking him, you know, because he's telling me he has no money. I'm like, where's your money? You've been working here for a year. You said you never gotten a check less than 1,100. Oh, that's when you get checks. Every other time you don't get no fucking checks. That's what it is.
I don't care if you live, I don't mind if you die. It's death to you, I vow. Execution style. I hate to be offensive, but fuck you if you offended. If you're feeling defensive, bitch, then get up and defend it. Never been any contender, never been no pretender. So remember, you don't know.